Hi everyone, 안녕. I'm Sarah and welcome to Seoul Food Kitchen. As many of you know, we have a huge drinking culture here in Korea. Koreans, we drink fast, we drink hard, and no one goes home after just having one drink. It's one round of drinks followed by another, followed by another. We drink until the wee hours of the morning. That's why it's no surprise that we also have a big hangover food culture. Today, I'm going to share with you 2 easy home recipes for making your own hangover food using Korean ramyeon or instant noodles. Ramyeon is cheap, it's easy, and it's fast. So on those mornings when you feel like the toilet bowl is your new best friend, you can make this easy in less than 15 minutes. But before we jump into these recipes, let me give you a little bit of trivia about the Korean ramyeon culture. The first Korean ramyeon was launched in 1963, so ramyeon is now 55 years old. At the time, Koreans were used to eating rice and grains, not flour, and the first ramen was also made with chicken stock, which didn't really appeal to Koreans who like spicy food. Ramyeon only became popular in the later 1960s when the Korean government began promoting wheat products like ramyeon and bread as an effort to reduce the consumption of rice. There was a short supply of rice at the time, so rice was very expensive. Since then, ramyeon became increasingly popular and now it's one of Korea's favorite foods. On average, Koreans consume 76.1 instant noodles per year. That means that we eat ramyeon once or twice a week. Visit any Korean supermarket and you'll find dozens of varieties of ramyeon. We have spicy beef soup. These noodles are mixed with the sweet and spicy gochujang sauce. This one has a mild beef bone soup. We also have spicy seafood soups, noodles mixed in a flaming chicken sauce, as well as black bean sauce. Ramyeon is so diverse and people are always coming up with their own recipes on how to eat it, like me. The first hangover recipe is 콩나물 라면 or bean sprouts instant noodles. This is an alternate version of bean sprouts soup, which is traditionally eaten in Korea as a hangover soup. Bean sprouts help cleanse the liver. The roots contain asparaginic acid, which is actually an ingredient used in making Korea's hangover relief tonics. You'll need 5 cloves of garlic, a handful of bean sprouts, and half a stalk of green onions. You will also need 1 packet of spicy ramyeon. Check the back for the cooking time and volume of water required. First, slice the garlic and green onions into thin slices. Next, wash and drain the bean sprouts. Add oil to a pot on medium heat. Add the sliced garlic and green onions and stir fry until they turn translucent and produce a lovely aroma. Add water according to the cooking instructions. As the noodles boil, continuously lift them in and out of the pot. The differences in temperature of the cooler air and the hot water help keep the noodles really elastic. When the noodles are half cooked, add the bean sprouts. Cook until the sprouts go slightly limp. And that's it, bean sprouts, instant noodles. Oh, the smell of that stir-fried garlic and green onions is so good. Guys, this almost makes me wish that I really did have a hangover right now. I kid you not. This soup is so good. Like the scent of the stir-fried garlic and green onions, it really makes the soup so much more flavorful. And sometimes when you boil bean sprouts wrong, like if you keep putting the lid on it and taking it off again, it produces a really unpleasant smell or aftertaste. But I think the roasted garlic really masks that and takes care of it. Okay, I'm gonna try the noodles this time. It's already been several minutes since I took this off the stove, but the noodles are still really springy and elastic. That's because I kept lifting the noodles in and out of the pot while they were cooking. So that change in temperature, like the cooler air on top and then the hot water, you keep putting it in and out of that, and that change in temperature helps to keep the noodles really elastic. If you overboil noodles, they swell and taste really mushy, so make sure you stick to the cooking time and try that method of lifting them in and out of the pot. Can you hear how crunchy those bean sprouts are? Like, we added them last, so the bean sprouts are cooked, but they're still really fresh and crisp. Bean sprouts and garlic add what we call 시원한 taste in Korean. We often use this term to describe our soups. 이 국물 진짜 시원하다. That means that the soup is really refreshing or zesty. This is a taste that Koreans crave. This is why we eat soup so often with our meals, for that 시원한, that refreshing zesty taste. Oh, by the way, when you eat ramyeon, don't worry about having to look pretty. Like, you really have to slurp into these noodles, splash some soup on your clothes to really enjoy the experience of eating ramyeon. The second hangover ramen recipe uses tomatoes. Tomatoes contain lycopene, which act as an antioxidant in the detoxification of alcohol. They also contain potassium, vitamin A, and vitamin C, which are all great for hangover relief. By the way, is it tomato or tomato? And are they vegetables or fruits? This recipe requires 1 ripe tomato, a quarter of an onion, 1 청양 pepper, and half a stalk of green onions. You also need 1 pack of spicy ramyeon. Now slice your vegetables. 청양 peppers can be substituted with another variety of fresh chili. Add water to a pot and bring to boil. Once it boils, add 1 tablespoon of garlic. Next, add the onions and the tomatoes, which have been cut up into quarters. Boil until the tomatoes are cooked and the skin begins to peel. Lift the noodles in and out of the water. Gently squeeze the tomatoes to mix the juice into the broth. Add vinegar to produce a sour taste. Red pepper powder adds color and spice to the soup. Add green onions and 청양 peppers to create that spicy kick. Then cook the noodles as desired and serve. Do tomatoes and vinegar sound like a weird combination? You know what this soup tastes like? It's the noodle version of a Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary uses Tabasco sauce to create that spicy kick, but in this recipe we're using fresh peppers, so the spice really hits you immediately. Like, it's like the peppers throw a punch in your face and wake you up. The tomatoes that we used in this recipe were really ripe, and it creates a natural sweetness to the soup. It's so much more lighter and more refreshing than adding sugar. We used just 1 tablespoon of vinegar in this soup, and that's just enough to create this light, tangy, sour taste to the broth. It really highlights the freshness of the tomatoes and brings out the flavors. Like, the tomatoes don't get lost in this broth. This ramyeon is a combination of all different tastes. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's salty, and it's sour. The tomato and vinegar makes it taste quite similar to the hot and sour soup that you can buy in other Asian countries. Don't wait until you have a hangover to make this. Subscribe to my channel and make it right now. It's so good. Okay, so that's it for today. Next time you decide to go drinking, buy some Korean ramen in advance and make this for yourself the day after. It will totally relieve your hangover. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll be uploading more easy Korean recipes like this one and information about what to eat in Seoul and where to eat in Seoul. So I hope to see you again next time. Bye! 다음에 또 만나요.